scholars, we're going to be talking about Jamestown's colony, which is the first English colony that's set up in America. And yes, we learned about Roanoke, but we've also learned that they were super unsuccessful. And so Jamestown is the first successful colony. So today you're going to be taking some notes on this information. So please pause the video, take a moment, and set your notebook to look just like this. So first of all, we need to start thinking about what are some advantages or disadvantages to a fort that's shaped like this. Notice it's right along the water. The water is brackish water, and there's woods in the background. So think about some things that could have been advantageous or disadvantageous for our first colonists. Obviously, if they're close to the water, that might be a great water source, but it's brackish water, so there's salt in it, which is not good for your body. Also, when you're near water, there's mosquitoes and disease that spreads very rampantly. Now, having a triangular shape allows you to have an angle from all sides. That's definitely something for their advantage. So we'll learn more about how this fort really impacted their future. So, just a reminder about a charter. It's a legal document that gives permission to do something, like explore, settle, or govern land. We talked about last time with Roanoke that it gives this loophole for Europeans to really take advantage of the indigenous people, because they can take over anything that is a non-Christian land. We know that indigenous people are not Christians, and so again, this is a loophole for English to take over and not feel guilty about their actions. Joint stock company is a new term. This is a group of investors who are given authority by the king or queen to set up colonies in North America. These are investors that make money on what's found in the New World. Obviously, they have a financial interest in this. The Virginia Company was a joint stock company. It was created by King James I of England. The whole goal was to colonize the Virginia colony. As you can see, the lost colony of Roanoke is relatively close to where Jamestown colony is. It's really only a few hundred miles. So yesterday we participated in a predictive learning activity where you sequence the events that may have occurred. You wrote that story, and as long as your story made sense, you received full credit. But let's see how accurate you really were as we learn about what happened and unfolded through those pictures. First of all, in 1607, the Virginia Company was colonized. And they colonized the area of Jamestown. And this is in an area that was swampy, marshy, and it was along the James River. Jamestown, again, was built on that swampy coastal area, and that's easy for transportation. So when you're thinking about exporting goods and importing goods, that's ideal for a colony to survive. However, being near swampy, marshy land also poses some additional problems. Jamestown, the whole purpose was to find gold. They wanted to make money. So they ended up not finding any, were severely disappointed. However, they found something that was just as lucrative, which was tobacco, and that became the main cash crop. Eventually, over time, food became extremely scarce, and colonists decided that they needed to make an alliance with the first Native American tribe. They did so, and they traded goods. However, not getting enough food led these colonists to essentially demand food from their neighbors and cause hostile relations. The indigenous peoples responded by kidnapping and even murdering some of the English colonists. However, the Native Americans worried that the colonists would do something to hurt them, so they decided they were going to use a nonviolent tactic, and that would be to starve them out. They were not going to share their goods with them, they were not going to trade with them for foods, and they certainly were not going to teach them how to grow their own food. So, by the end of all of the starving time, only 60 of the 400 colonists survived this time. Thank goodness for strong leadership and martial law, and unfortunately aggressive takeovers of native lands. Those were the things that saved Jamestown from destruction. So the conditions of the early Jamestown colony is considered very horrendous. So some may even say that this is considered a nightmare. So today what we're going to do is watch in part 1 of the National Geographic documentary entitled Nightmare at Jamestown. You're going to watch part 1 from 0 to 18 minutes, and then tomorrow you're going to pick this up and finish this out. You'll finish it up with 18 to 50 minutes, so that should be most of the class period for you. You're going to fill in your notes as you view. Your notes are found within Schoology's course. So if I go into today's folder, Thursday and Friday, you're going to see that there is something called Nightmare at Jamestown National Graphic Video. That's the hyperlink that's going to take you to the actual video. You're going to watch that video.
In 1606, 100...
And as you're watching it, you're going to answer the corresponding questions. I strongly suggest that you have your iPad open to have 2 screens, so a split screen view. This way, you can answer your questions and watch the video at the same time. So again, today, part 1, you're going to watch until 18 minutes and answer these questions. Tomorrow, you'll pick up with wherever you pause, and then you will finish the video answer guide questions. Again, I would strongly suggest that you have your iPad set up with 2 screens, a split screen, that way you can view and answer the questions at the same time. If you have any questions, you know how to get a hold of me. Have a great day, guys. I'm very proud of you. Keep it up.